Last one, looking at Thursday. So we have 392 times 14. So we set it up. When we work that out, we should have got our first partial product was 1,568. Okay, if you didn't get that as your first partial product, you made a mistake somewhere with your 4 when you multiplied it out. We had our Mr. Smiley. So then our second partial product should have been 3,920. When we add those up, we get 5,488. So the answer to number 1 is 5,488 on Thursday's column. Okay, number 2, when will the decimal point in 0.45, 45 hundredths, move 1 place to the right? When we multiply by 10 or when we divide by 10? So think about, if we're moving to the right, then this decimal is going to move right here and we would have 4.5. So it would be a larger number. If we moved it to the left, it would be smaller. Okay, so if we divide, it would be smaller. So that's when it moves to the right, it's getting larger. That means we're going to multiply. If it moved to the left and we had a smaller number, then we know we were dividing. So the correct answer for number 2 is A, when you multiply by 10. Number 3, we have a unit rate problem. A tour bus traveled 912 miles in 16 hours. What was the average rate the bus traveled? So we set up our proportion, right? We have 912 miles in 16 hours, okay? Remember, we have to keep our miles and hours consistent in our numerator and denominator. So here would be miles. We don't know how many miles it's going to be in 1 hour. Remember, when we're doing unit rate, this denominator is always going to be 1 because we're trying to figure out, okay, if it goes 912 miles in 16 hours, how many miles am I going to go in 1 hour? That would be the rate. So we're going to do our butterfly, cross multiply. So 16 times x, 16x. 912 times 1, 912. So now we have a multiplication equation. 16x equals 912. So remember, we have to do the inverse operation to figure out what x is, to figure out what that rate is. So we'll divide by 16. These cancel, bring our x down. 912 divided by 16 is 57. So that means that the tour bus travels 57 miles in 1 hour. Okay? Last one on Thursday's column, and then we are done for this week. So what is the value of 2 to the 5th power? 2 to the 5th power, remember the bossy exponent tells us how many times the base is going to be multiplied by itself. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. 8 times 2 is 16. And 16 times 2 is 32. So our answer to that one would be 32.